Jammu Links News Top Stories is brought to you by Tasya Herbals alcohol-based hand sanitizer with neem and aloe vera extracts, helping India fight COVID-19. After failing to target the public in Jammu and Kashmir on Eid ul-Fitr in May, Taliban terrorists who were trained by Pakistan Army's Special Service Group in Jalalabad, Afghanistan, are now planning attacks in some parts of India on the anniversary of abrogation of Article 370 on August 5th and the occasion of commencement of the construction of the Ram Mandir at Ayodhya. According to the latest intelligence input, which is compilation of multiple informations received in the last few weeks, terrorists have planned attacks on Independence Day as well. After the detailed advisory by the intelligence agency, security in Ayodhya, Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir have been tightened. Markets remained abuzz for the second day on Thursday with Eid ul-Azha shoppers in the Kashmir Valley, including the summer capital Srinagar. However, the prices of essentials including goats and sheep for Qurbani besides meat remained high. Public transport remained off the roads and all shrines and mosques remained closed. Private vehicles were seen plying in large numbers on the roads, causing traffic jams at several places. Terrorists attacked a security force party on Thursday in South Kashmir's Pulwama district. Terrorists fired at a security force party from an orchard at Drabgam in Pulwama. No one was injured in the attack, the sources said, adding the terrorists managed to escape after firing at the security personnel. Anguished over the miserable plight of hundreds of tractor and trolley operators who were rendered jobless, a strong contingent of Panther activists along with scores of aggrieved labourers staged a protest demonstration in Jammu. While raising anti-BJP government slogans, the infuriated protesters torched its effigy and accused the J&K administration of pushing them to starvation. The National Investigation Agency on Thursday carried out raids at the residence of a truck driver who was a close aide of slain terrorist Riaz Naiku in Jammu and Kashmir's Avantipura in a narco-terrorism case. According to NIA, the anti-terror probe agency sleuths raided the residence of Hilal Ahmed Wagi, a truck driver who was arrested by Punjab police on April 25th this year with over Rs 29 lakh in cash. The District Disaster Management Authority Srinagar has warned people not to lower guard as mouth of COVID-19 was still wide open, which has already consumed over 340 lives and thousands were ill in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. He appealed to people to spread this message so that more precautions could be taken during Eid ul-Azha celebrations. The Jammu and Kashmir administration has appointed 5 senior IAS officers to coordinate visits of media teams from various parts of the country over the next 2 weeks as the country's youngest union territory prepares for its first anniversary. Several media teams are expected to visit Jammu and Kashmir for ground reporting on the developments in the union territory since it was carved out from the erstwhile state on August 5th last year. Wi-Fi hotspots, vertical gardens and wayfinding signages will soon come up in Jammu as a part of measures to make it a smart city, officials said on Thursday. They said Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor GC Murmu has led the e-foundation of 4 projects under Jammu Smart City Mission. Jammu will have 8 Wi-Fi hotspots within the municipal corporation limits and wayfinding signages conforming to IRC standards will be installed at 680 locations in the city. The recovery rate of COVID-19 patients in India has been rising continuously in the past week. Recoveries clocked more than 34,000, the Health Ministry said. 16 states of the country have a recovery rate that is more than the national average. More than 1 million people have recovered from COVID-19 in the country.
Commitment to duty shown by our doctors, our nurses, our frontline Medicare workers. In fact, I think this is the occasion when we must stand up and applaud their contribution.
Senior Congress leader and former Union Minister Saifuddin Soz on Thursday said he would sue the government for his unlawful house arrest since August 5th last year, when the centre revoked the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and termed the government's response in the Supreme Court that he was not under detention as falsehood. In an affidavit before the Supreme Court, the Jammu and Kashmir administration had said Soz was never detained nor under house arrest and there are no restrictions on his movement subject to security clearance.
गवर्नमेंट ने कहा कि
India's development cooperation with other nations does not come with any conditions and is not influenced by political or commercial considerations, Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserted on Thursday. He also said that India's approach to development is mainly human-centric and it wants to work for the welfare of humanity. The Prime Minister was addressing a virtual event of the inauguration of a new Supreme Court building of Mauritius. COVID-19 cases in India crossed the 50,000 mark in a single day for the first time, pushing the virus tally to 15,83,792, while the recoveries went past 10 lakh on Thursday. The country registered a record increase of 52,123 infections in a span of 24 hours, while the death toll climbed to 34,968, with 775 people succumbing to the disease in a day. The recovery rate among COVID-19 patients was recorded at 64.44%. With face masks, sanitizers, less crowd and social distancing, this year Hajj pilgrimage is different owing to coronavirus pandemic. The annual Hajj pilgrimage performed by Muslims from around the world has begun in Saudi Arabia on Wednesday. Only up to 10,000 people already residing in Saudi Arabia will participate in the 5-day pilgrimage, a tiny fraction of the 2.5 million pilgrims from around the world that attended last year. The international visitors have been banned from making the journey to Makkah this year. Preparing for a long haul in the eastern Ladakh sector in extreme winters, the Indian Army has an edge over the Chinese as it has deployed 35,000 troops there who have already done tenures in high altitude and cold conditions. The Indian troops deployed there are mentally prepared for tackling the weather and terrain. In contrast, the Chinese troops deployed along the line of actual control are not used to these conditions as they have been bought from mainland China and are not accustomed to high altitude extreme cold weather conditions.